Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's Pixelated-Apollo. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you guys are doing well. And it's another dark day in the old world. That's right, we are playing Total War Warhammer. This one is a 2 vs 2 online battle. And we have four very cool factions in this battle here today. So on one side, we have Bretonnia teaming up with the Empire. And they are taking on the disgusting vampire counts. Disgusting but adorable. And then we have another adorable faction, the Dwarfs. Why are the Dwarfs teaming up the vampire counts? I guess they feel like that's their best bet. Those poor little fools. Let's go ahead and check out the army comps. Like I said earlier, these are large armies, so you're gonna see a lot of units on the battlefield today. So let's start with the Empire. So in the front lines, he has about 4 or 5 units of the Flagellants, and just look at the armor of these guys. They are into some kinky stuff. Look at that. That is some, that's something. And then back here, he's got some swordsmen, and way back here, he's bringing some crossbowmen. He also has the silver bullet handgunners. These guys are really good. They have great range and very useful against a monster-focused faction like the vampire counts. He also has some vanguard units, the Free Company Militia. These guys are really cool. They're like very versatile. They've got pistols and they're pretty decent in melee. You can see they're holding both their weapons at once. Pretty sweet. Look like pirates. And that's pretty much it for the Empire. He does have some demigriffs. He has the Royal Altdorf. Let's see. This is a special unit. Royal Altdorf demigriffs. And then he just has the demigriff knights over here. So pretty cool. Nice cav force there. Small but deadly. He also has Carl on a Pegasus, I believe. Yep, here it is. Very nice. And he also has an Empire captain, and he has a witch hunter in the mix. So moving on to Bretonnia, he is bringing some men-at-arms. He's got a very defensive army. So lots of men-at-arms, lots of peasant bowmen. So he's going to really sit back and try to turn the enemy into Swiss cheese. And he also has a lot of field trebuchet, which have really good range. So he can probably reach the enemy from this distance right here. And then he's bringing a couple heroes. So he's got like 3 paladins. He's got a damsel, and he has the king, Lewin Leonque. So that is his king. And for his cavalry, he has a couple units of Pegasus Knights, about 4 units. And he also has the great Grail Knights with the flaming lances of justice. So let's move on to the opposing team of the good guys. So starting with the vampire counts, he's got 3 units of the Black Coach. Very awesome unit there. He's also got some wraiths, about 3 units of wraiths. He's bringing a good amount of monsters, no surprise, being as the vampire counts. He's got about 4 units of the crypt horrors. Back here, he's got some skeleton spearmen in reserve. In the front line, he's got some grave guard, which is a very nasty unit. Best infantry, one of the best infantry for the vampire counts. And then he has, for his wizard here, he's got Vlad von Karlstein, or I think that's his general. And then he has the White King. And he's got some corpse cart. I love this unit because it always reminds me of Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Whenever that scene where they're like, bring out your dead. And you can also see one of the arms, multiple arms moving around. Just ever so gently moving around. That is so graceful. Very nice. And he also has 3 units of the Vargulfs. So let's move on to the Dwarves, who have a very similar to Bretonnia. They have a very defensive-focused army, which is not surprising for the Dwarves because they're a very defensive faction. But yeah, in the front line, he has a lot of Thunderers, so a lot of gunpowder. He also has a good amount of infantry, like the Longbeards, and he has a lot of artillery, the organ gun. And I think he's got, yes, he's got, let's see, hold that thought. They're in the mix here. He's got some iron breakers. These guys have those charges they throw, kind of like Nafatoons, but they're really good in melee. He also has more iron breakers back here. He's got a flanking force over here of more iron breakers and hammerers. So a lot of AP damage there. Those massive hammers going to crush some skulls. And here is his general, which is Ungrim Iron Fist, one of my favorite generals because he just never breaks. I love to see that. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the Dwarves. So we'll go ahead and do normal speed. The battle doesn't start off right away. So what we're going to do here is kind of talk about some strategy and look at the terrain and how each team, each player can use the terrain in their advantage. Alright, so as you can tell, the Dwarves are moving up to this really cool location right here. It's got some cliffs here, so the enemy can't attack head on. You can see you got a nice graveyard over here and a corrupted church, I believe. So yeah, he's gonna put his gunners up here. Maybe the vampire accounts are gonna try to get the Empire to be very aggressive and charge in, and then the dwarves can use this terrain to fire down at the Empire as they're charging through this small patch of trees. But if we look at the movement of Empire forces, I think he's going for the hill, and I think that's his best bet, because you don't want to just obviously fall into the trap, but it's a pretty obvious trap too. So he's going to try to get his forces up on this hill. And just looking at the tactical map here, can we zoom out a little bit here? Hang on. Oh, nope, that's as far as we can go. All right, so yeah, he's going to not fall back, but move all his troops over to this hill. And I think, again, like I said earlier, that's his best bet. Vampire accounts repositioning over here. They're actually falling back to this hill, so they're going to team up with the dwarves. And Bretonnia, they are also sending over a lot of forces over with the Empire. So the teams are staying together. They are not separating. We do have some wraiths, so up in the front line. They are eager to charge those forests, but they do have discipline because they're pretty much mind controlled by the vampires. Alright, so nice artillery. Look at this, just doing tons and tons of destruction over here against these Grave Guard. The Grave Guard are just too expensive to lose like this. You want them to die in combat, or in melee combat, not in artillery bombardment. Just wasting money that way. So Bretonnia being very wise with this artillery. We also have a lot of dwarves grouped up over here that you could just obliterate. They're in very tight formations. This is a perfect target for that artillery. We'll continue to see from their point of view, see if they can continue to get a couple. Oh wait, yep, here comes that Bretonnian artillery. Oh yeah, you can see the blood splattering everywhere. They are more than happy to kill these dwarves. How could they betray the free peoples of the old world? I don't know if that's, I mean, I don't know 100% of the lore. Actually, I probably don't even know 10% of the lore. But I can imagine the dwarves being, you know, more focused on themselves. You know, whatever's best for their people. I mean, I can imagine that for most races in this environment, I guess you could say. But yeah, more bombardment here. This team is losing way too many forces, and this is why you should not camp. Camping is never a good idea unless it's very situational, unless there's just the perfect moment where camping is your only option. I think they need to be pretty aggressive here. And also the Dwarven artillery, yes, it's really good, but the range is not as good as the trebuchet, the field trebuchet. So they need to push forward. The vampire counts are extremely aggressive as a faction, so they need to get their forces in the mix. And the dwarves, they are just continuing to lose more and more forces from those trebuchet rounds. Oh my goodness. Yeah, look at that. Great hits from that trebuchet. I cannot wait to see the kills on that. We do have some guns pushing forward. We got the Free Company militia. And it looks like the battle is about to begin. They're getting their pistols ready to fire down on the vampire counts. More artillery coming in. That's going to definitely give some morale to the Empire forces there. Nice volley. Look at that. Look at that. And he's going to kite the enemy. So he's going to get a round off, a volley, and then he's going to fall back. And I think, guys, the battle is about to begin. We have the Grave Guard pushing uphill. Look at that great force there, about to charge into the Empire, patiently waiting for them. The Flagellants with their kinky armor. Oh, we actually have one of the generals charging in first. Look at him, this brave soul. And there goes the battle. The front line has begun. And the Flagellants are the first ones in. No surprise there. He's obviously using them as a meat shield. And things are getting very chaotic, very fast. So let's zoom out of here. Let's see what's going on. We have the Empire's cav pushing into the forest here. Not sure where they're headed, but we also have some spearmen pushing through the forest. Maybe looking for an opportunity to flank around, which, or maybe he's just protecting the flank. He's just being very defensive in the forest here, but they're getting hit hard by those organ guns. They need to make a decision quick. Let's head back over to the front line where we can see the Flagellants still holding on, not breaking just yet, even though they're getting crushed by enemy forces. You can see there's a lot of sparkly magic going on right now. Both sides just trying to hold this front. And let's see, we've got skeleton spearmen coming forward. And the Empire now committing in some swordsmen. His Flagellants cannot hold on for much longer. There goes the swordsman. So let's zoom out here. Let's see what's happening. The Dwarves are actually not sending in their army. They've got a lot of their forces just sitting in reserve, and I think that's a huge mistake. Whenever you see a teammate go in, usually in most cases you want to push forward your infantry and try to support them in their struggle, their fight. But we do have some Dwarven support. You can see the explosive rounds going off here, just shattering the front line for both sides, killing friendlies and enemies. But we got the Iron Breakers there. There's those charges, man. Just so devastating. Also devastating on the frame rate. There goes another volley there. Fantastic. The Crypt Horrors, man, they do not die easily. And you just see blood spraying everywhere. We also have a corpse cart over here. Bring out your dead. Oh, now we got the king. The king is moving in. The king of Bretonnia. Yeah, here's the Vargolfs. They're also in the fight, just trying to contain this front line. Oh, what's going on back here? We actually have a charge of cavalry into the back lines. No, it's the Pegasus Knights going around, going after the Dwarven artillery. This is a great idea, but where are the gunners? The gunners should be just gunning down, the Thunderers, I should say, should be gunning down these Pegasus Knights. But they are not, and the Pegasus Knights are going to continue to take flight here and charge down. They are doing a great job of disrupting that support, that Dwarven support here. So I love it. Bretonnia being very defensive, but also being very aggressive at strategic times. Now we have some Hammerers joining the fight, trying to contain these Pegasus Knights. It's a bloody affair. A very bloody affair. All right, let's zoom out here. Let's go back to this front line. You can see the vampire counts are going to continue to push. They broke through the main Empire line. They're now pushing to Bretonnia's secondary line. Bretonnia is setting up their peasant bowmen, and they're letting loose so many arrows per second. But is it going to be enough? They need to focus down those monsters. If they do not kill those monsters, they will not win this battle. The great swords are also in reserve. You might want to send them in. They're pretty good against monsters as well. Also, the demigriffs with the halberds are very deadly. Very good against monsters. This is so laggy. Let's do some slow-mo here, guys. Let's really just enjoy this with a decent amount of frame here. That's just Total War Warhammer for you. Just optimization, not the greatest, but there's a lot going on, a lot of colors and magic and all kinds of stuff. And also, we're playing with large armies, so there's a lot of units on the battlefield right now. But the Demigriff Knights, look at this duel right here. Oh, what is this? We got a spell coming down. Yes, we got the great something of greatness coming down, doing an okay amount of damage, really just disrupting the Graveguard formation. I just love seeing the random, look at that, the Demigriff Knight just fighting, holding back the vampire, this lone Demigriff Knight holding back the Graveguard. Crypt Horrors though, they're still, this Crypt Horror is killing his own guys. Oh, there he goes. He's going after the Demigriff Knight here, who has been killed, I think. No, he's still hanging on for dear life. He's still in the game. All right, let's go back to normal speed here. Alright, so it's pretty chaotic. But this main fight right here will determine this battle. The dwarves need to send up support because you can see that the vampire counts are pushing, but we got a lot of stuff on the flank going on as well. A lot of Demigriff Knights and Grail Knights charging in. What are they? The Wraiths going in as well, trying to contain the enemy cavalry here. Alright, so here comes the dwarves. It looks like they are sending up some thunderers, trying to fire down at whatever they can see. Go, thunderers, go. We got a lot of Pegasus Knights still alive in this fight. It's pretty surprising. Usually when I use Pegasus Knights, as soon as I send them in, they die pretty quickly. But he needs to make a decision here, or they're going to get shot down from those thunderers. I think he needs to charge into those thunderers for sure. Let's head back over to this main line where we can see a lot of Bretonnian Cav charging in. He's got his Grail Knights. You can see their great fiery lances here doing a lot of damage. Taking on the Skeleton Spearmen. We got some Wraiths. We got all three of the, what are they called? The Black Coach here. All three units in one location. Alright, we do have some heroes flying around in the background. and the Vargoths, man, they will not die. They continue to push forward, taking on so many Empire troops. Blood everywhere. Demigryph's Knights holding the line. Arrows, look at the relentless amount of arrows flying into this situation, into this battle here, this front line. But as far as, oh, and the Bretonnian artillery firing once again, trying to take out this Dwarven / Vampire Count's force here that's pushing on this flank. Let's zoom out a little bit here where we can see more and more men-at-arms coming into the fight. We got more Demigryphs flanking around. Let's turn on the HUD so we can see the flags here and really tell what's going on. But you can see the Empire and Bretonnia, they are holding their ground because the Dwarves... Oh, wait. Demigryph Knights charging in. Look at, they dodge the charges and they're going to charge. Yes, they're going to charge into the Iron Breakers there. And they're gonna fall back. And then close behind, we have some men-at-arms from Bretonnia. They're going to join the fight. Not sure if they're going to be able to win that engagement. We also have more Empire infantry coming in as well. A bloody clash of deadly infantry. But that was a nice start there by the Cav. And now we have the general here of the Vampire Counts fighting side by side with the Dwarves here. And the frame rate is getting better because more and more troops are dying on the battlefield. Carl. Come on, Coral. Keep up the fight, man. The Great Swords, they're doing a great job. Great Swords, one of the best infantry for the Empire, man. Very, very good. So back here, oh, is that the king? Does he have his... Yes, the king is near dead, so he got him out of the fight as quickly as possible. We do have a lot of reserves over here, and it looks like the front line is starting to die. The Dwarves, at this point, the Dwarves need to fall back. I think they need to fall back and regroup. His forces are just all over the place. Oh, look at that. That's so cool. The Iron Breakers putting up their shields. You can see a lot of arrows into... Oh, my God. They are just getting obliterated by those peasant bowmen from Bretonnia. But they continue to... Oh, and then we got a Paladin just charging in and crushing their ranks. But they continue to push on. They're in melee. Unit losing decisively, but they are steady. They are active. They're going to surround this Paladin here. The Paladin definitely needs some support. We do have some men-at-arms running by. I don't know if they're going to engage these Iron Breakers. But like most... Look at all those arrows. It's insane. The Paladin's like, just fire down on me. I don't care. I'll kill these Iron Breakers. What a hero. What a hero. Iron Breakers actually disengaging now, going after some men-at-arms who are not paying attention there. But the men-at-arms are going to turn and focus on these Dwarves. And just look at the battlefield here, guys. Insane amount of death and carnage. But the Empire and Bretonnia stand their ground against that great Vampire Count's push. And now it's down to the Dwarves. The Dwarves, I feel like... they made the biggest mistake in this battle. The fact that they did not commit all of their army with the Vampire Counts was the reason why the Vampire Counts were able to get focused down and defeated. If the Dwarves attacked with the Vampire Counts, I think this battle would be over. But it's still not over yet. I think they still have a chance. The Dwarves still have a chance. The balance of power dead even. There's 10 minutes left. Units-wise... well, the Dwarves are outnumbered by 1,000. 1,000 exactly. It's not going to be easy, but the Dwarven quality here, they can hold out. They've got hammerers. They've got longbeards and Iron Breakers. They still have a decent amount of artillery, the organ guns, and thunderers. They just got to hold on to this hill. They've got to pray that the trebuchet have used up all their ammo, which it looks like they have. So the trebuchet crew, they're now pushing forward. He might be using them as a meat shield here. And I think the Empire and Bretonnia, they're just regrouping their forces, getting ready for the next wave here. We do still have some Vampire Count units. It looks like it's mostly heroes in the general. And Ungrim, Iron Fist, they're all just like, we're getting out of here. Good luck, boys. You hold the ground. We'll come back. We're just going to get some refreshments. We'll be right back. I don't know where they're going. Hold the line, dwarves. Your generals have abandoned you. If I was a dwarf at this point, I'd be like, alright, the Vampire Counts were defeated. Let's drop our weapons and join the Empire. Like, we've had enough. We've had enough. Alright, so I think this is the beginning of the end here. This final charge will decide the battle right here. We've got these silver bullets here firing down already. I mean, that's just how ridiculous their range are. The dwarves in the back here are falling back. Alright, so there's 8 minutes left in the battle replay. Nice volley there. I mean, you might as well focus down the enemy before you charge in. We also have the Free Company militia charging in. Getting closer and closer. They're going to get in range of the Sunderers. Oh, the organ gun tearing these guys up. Oh my god, that guy lost his head. The organ gun fired off his head. That's unfortunate. So they're taking fire. They are breaking. No surprise there. I would break in front of that too. There's no way I would want to charge against an organ gun. But the Empire still has a lot of great swords. Bretonnia charging in their men-at-arms and their peasant bowmen. This is going to be it, guys. Here we go. Oh, man. The halberds here for the Empire already breaking. This is a fairly healthy unit too. 59 men. But the damage they have sustained and the fact that maybe they're moving fast, they're tired. Well, actually, they're pretty active. They're steady. Oh, we have some knights charging in too. We got some Grail knights moving in. Quickly trying to maybe get to that artillery. There's the generals. They're back with their army. Nice. They do reach some of the artillery. They might be able to silence it for a little bit, but they really got to push in their army. Look at most of the forces here are breaking for the Empire and Bretonnia. That is very tragic. They didn't even get a chance to charge in yet. Balance of power still dead even, excuse me. And there's also a lot of flanking force over here, a lot of cavalry and flying units. I think this is a paladin moving in. Finally, we have the infantry colliding over here. The men-at-arms, the pole arms going in. Now we got some peasant bowmen switching to their blades here, their short swords. They're joining the fight as well. This is a painfully close battle. And now we have the King Luinker going in, along with a paladin. At this point, he's got to send in everything, but if the king breaks, that could be the end for Bretonnia. He's going after the Thunderers, which is a great target to go after. Oh, and now we got a hero battle over here. Ungrim and the Vampire Count heroes taking on the King of Bretonnia. Oh, and the Demigryph Knights out of nowhere, crushing the Dwarven back lines. And the Dwarven lines are crumbling because he cannot contain all these forces. We do have some Hammerers trying to turn around. They're about to get flanked behind by those Demigryph Knights. Great swords are now in the fight. A lot of arrows coming in still. Oh, another charge from the Grail Knights right into the flank of these Hammerers, and you're just seeing them get crushed from cavalry and archers. Oh, we got some abilities going on back here. Vampire Counts and the Dwarves just holding on for dear life. Can they withstand this epic charge from Empire and Bretonnia? The king is still alive and he's still doing all right. Oh, this is going to be such a close fight. Do they have more infantry? Can they send in more? Yes, the Empire actually has a decent amount. He's got some crossbows moving in. That is not a good sight for the enemy forces. Oh my goodness. What was that? That was awesome. Some abilities there coming in. Some buffs giving these crossbows extra damage, I believe. Push forward. Alright, let's see what's going on here. The Dwarves, they're down to a couple units of infantry. They got Iron Breakers trying to kill the king. That is their best bet in winning this battle, is killing the king here. And that could cause the entire Bretonnian army to break. And we still have the general for the Vampire Count still alive in this fight. And look at, they're focusing everyone. He needs just to get his king out of there. He is breaking. He's routing, but he's not shattered, so he might return. All right, let's see what happens here. The Empire, what are they down to? They've got some heroes. They've got some swordsmen. Will they withstand the Hammerers, though? That's a whole nother question. All right, the crossbows, though. The crossbows can definitely do a lot of damage here. They need to hold their ground and fire down at these dwarves. Take out those Hammerers. If you can take them out, you've got a good shot. But the cavalry coming in as well. My goodness. Oh, we got some abilities going off in the background. Chaos on the battlefield. Oh, the Hammerers are screwed, man. The dwarves are doing one last charge from the tree line. What is this? The Iron Breakers coming out. This is their only hope. This is their only chance to charge out and break the skirmishers quickly. We got some explosive rounds coming down as well. Trying to take out the paladin here. Oh no, they're going for the archers. Trying to destroy their spirits. Oh my god, come on. Come on, crossbowmen. Oh no, the crossbows are getting obliterated. The dwarves are hanging on. Look at that, look at that. Empire words are hard. Empire outnumbers them by 200 men. That's it. But the dwarves have quality on their side, and they have spirit. I don't know. Oh my god, the paladin, he's starting to break now. The dwarves are just... I think what the Empire needs to do is they need to regroup these archers. Keep firing the free company. Keep firing their arrows, gunpowder, bullets, whatever they have at the enemy. And kill them from afar. Because Bretonnia and the Empire, they do not have good enough infantry to take on the dwarven infantry head on like that. There's a damsel over here. It looks like she's getting ready to do a spell. I don't know. She's about to be chased down by some very angry men. Such misogyny right here. Nope, she's gonna run away. Smart move there, but hopefully she doesn't break. She needs to stay in this fight if there's any kind of chance in this battle. All right, we have Carl still alive, but if someone farts on him, he is dead. He's going for units that are very depleted. Oh, more spells coming in. Just barely hitting Carl, but it does not take him out. That was a good charge right there. That should break that unit. No, they're down to 8. That dwarven morale, man. Oh, we got some Pegasus Knights. We got some Pegasus Knights coming after some Thunderers here. All right, so this is, I don't know, this is really close. The Empire now outnumbered by the dwarves. Those Pegasus Knights, though, if they break, I think it's game. If Carl breaks, it's game. If these archers break, it's game. These crossbows. Come on, keep firing. Oh, I think they just used up all their ammo. No, okay. I don't know what they're doing. I thought because they took out their swords. I was like, oh, they're out of ammo. Oh, it's too bad. All right, so these Warhammer battles always end up like this, where it's just a random horde of angry forces trying to hold on. Did they just kill the king? No, that's a paladin. He's breaking. I think the king broke. And we got a lot of flying Pegasus Knights. Both armies regrouping their forces. And here we go, guys. This is now the final charge. I thought the final charge was like 10 minutes ago. No, this is the final charge. He's going to try to maybe do some cycle charges with the Pegasus Knights. I'm not too sure. Where are they going? I think he's just trying to outflank them, try to surround them. The dwarves are falling back into the tree line. These iron breakers, they are tough to break. They break iron. Nope, let's see, they're not going in yet. I think they just got to go in with all their forces. Just charge in everything at once and just hope for the best. Here we go, Carl's in. Carl's now charging in. The Pegasus Knights have now committed. They're going after the general. That's what they're going for, the head of the serpent, so to speak. Now the rest of the Pegasus Knights have committed. Crossbows now charging in with their swords. And this is the final conclusion of the battle. And the dwarves hold on and break the Pegasus Knights. And even though he made that very costly mistake at the beginning of the battle by not charging in with his ally, he was able to still claim victory, but it was a very, very close victory. Let's go ahead and end the replay and look at the results here of some of these units. I'm sure the Pegasus Knights did very well. The artillery for the dwarves doing excellent. All his organ guns here doing well. I'm sure his iron breakers, which, well, actually, see, the iron breakers doing okay. Nothing super crazy impressive. Really, his artillery saved the day for the dwarves. If we look at the vampire counts, though, I'm sure they got a lot of kills because they were one of the first ones to charge in. Graveguard doing pretty well. His monster's doing all right. So it was a pretty even spread for the vampire counts. And if we move on to Bretonnia, who, yep, the Pegasus Knight's doing pretty solid. The Trebuchet getting a good amount of kills there. Also, his Grail Knight's doing pretty well. Archers and infantry, they're just so bad for Bretonnia. Can't really expect them to get a lot of kills. But his archers did okay. And then the Empire, I think the Empire, he did pretty well at I mean, his flagellants there not doing so hot. They were the first ones to charge. His infantry not doing that great. Let's see. He's got his great swords. Well, I mean, I don't know. I was kind of expecting better kills from the Empire, but Carl did pretty well there. The Witch Hunter getting 0 kills, which is tragic. Should have used them to take out those monsters. But yeah, that's going to wrap up today's battle. It was a close one. It was a fun one. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Thank you guys so much for stopping by, saying hello, watching a video. And by the way, this was sent in by the Dwarven player, so thank you so much for the battle replay. And I'll catch you guys around next time. Thanks for watching, guys.